age?
She does not look her age. That's the whole point. She looks beautiful. She does not look like an 81-year-old.
How dare she be in her 80s and beautiful and sexy?
Just do it on an appropriate magazine. Do not do it on Sports Illustrated. That's what I'm saying.
You don't have the rights to what they put on the cover and what people
No,
want
but
to
you
read
know what?
and pick up.
You know what they say? Go woke, go broke, and this cover will not sell. Welcome to another episode of the Showbiz Showdown with me, JJ and Anisiobi. Today's big question: is Martha Stewart too old to be in a bikini on the front cover of Sports Illustrated at the age of 81? Yes, of course she is. She's airbrushed to death. I don't want to see her and her wrinkles and her sag on the cover of a magazine that's supposed to be sexy and hot and young and beautiful. But sat opposite me, someone who has a lot in common with Martha Stewart. Journalist
and spent time in prison.
Journalist Rebecca Twomey, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
And the insults.
Look, it's Sports Illustrated. The clue's in the title, sports. Martha Stewart is not playing any sport at 81 years old. And
how do you know that?
Look, she's a TV personality. She cooks. That's about it. She hangs out with Snoop Dogg. She's not going down to the local ice rink and twisting around doing twirls. She's not on the athletics track pole vaulting, is she? She's 81 years old.
She's
Let's
allowed
be realistic.
to do yoga, Pilates. That still qualifies as exercise and a sport.
Not a sport.
Now,
there's no Olympic sport for Pilates, is there?
But it's about healthy living, and she is the picture of healthy living.
Is she?
She's slim.
Prison chic.
She's attractive. Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Go on.
Forget the ageism for a minute. Mm-hmm. Would you rather have someone slightly older and attractive, or younger and not very attractive on the cover?
That's not the absolute.
Whether you want someone attractive or not on a magazine cover.
I want someone attractive. I'd rather someone attractive who's older than someone who's unattractive and younger. But I could have someone who's younger and attractive. They exist.
Do they really?
Yeah, they exist. They exist.
But don't you think that magazine, especially because we're all living longer, there's a bigger audience now, don't you think they should widen their audience? It would make more commercial sense if you were appealing to a much wider audience. And also,
who are they appealing to?
Let's just remember this. It might not just be about looks. She's a very interesting character. She spent time in prison. She's had a really incredible career.
It's not about looks. Why is she in a bikini? Why is she airbrushed?
So she shouldn't wear a bikini because you don't think...
within an inch of her life. Like, there's no way that they're trying to sell the magazine based on her content, mate. They've done it based on her looks. It's the shock factor. Wow, look how great she looks at 81 years old. And I admit, for an 81-year-old, she looks fantastic. Yeah. She looks great for an 81-year-old. But if I open that magazine, is she going to talk about having a weak bladder? Is she going to talk about how...
She might not have a weak bladder.
She's 81, of course she has. She probably wears nappies. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. What I want is someone who plays sports and looks good. That's what I want on the front of that cover, on that magazine.
So would you have Ronaldo on the cover?
Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Of course I would. He's fit. Get him on the magazine cover, topless, pair of Speedos, oiled up.
Right.
Fit.
And what about when he's 80? Would you want him on the cover then?
No.
Why?
Because I want to have someone else who's young and fit.
That's ageist. You're being ageist.
No, I'm not. I'm selling magazines. Who are they trying to sell to? Saga FM? This makes no sense. Oh, they're going to widen the audience. To who? People around her age are mostly dead. People don't live that old anymore.
Sake, they live much longer. Also, have you ever thought maybe it's quite inspiring to everyone to have someone at 81, for all of us? Because literally, especially as women, we are told once you're out of your 20s and 30s, your sexual peak has gone.
Yeah, correct.
So once you hit the menopause, no one's going to want to sleep with you.
Correct.
You're miserable.
This is all facts. All these
you
are
just
facts.
stop it. But it's actually quite inspiring to say this is a woman who's gone on to have still a very interesting career past a certain point, and she still looks really good. We shouldn't just be, all right, well, we're 50 now, we should just sit at home, not bother, not care about how we're going to look, and not put a bikini on.
You know what? I don't think she should be in a bikini on the front cover of Sports Illustrated magazine.
What should she be in then?
She should be on...
A muumuu?
She should be on a different magazine altogether.
What Saga magazine?
Home and Weekly or something, I don't know. Yeah. Gardener's Paradise or something, I don't know. But she should not be on a magazine that is known for celebrating sexy, attractive, sporting people.
So is she not allowed to be sexy at 80?
She can be sexy to 80. Yeah, she can be sexy at 81. She can be. I think she looks great for 81. Mm-hmm. But I'd rather us have someone who's 30 years old and plays netball for England and looks great instead. Why not do that? Why not promote? It's a sports magazine. Promote a sports person, a sports personality. Do that. Don't give us Martha Stewart, who has more money than sense, clearly. And you know what she did for this cover? Said that she didn't eat bread for 3 months.
You don't eat bread.
Oh, yeah, but I can't eat bread. You see, that's how to fight bread. Martha Stewart, but I'm not a professional sports person. Martha Stewart is not a professional sports person. They should have given it to someone else. In the same way, I didn't like it when Sports Illustrated had Ashley Graham on the cover, plus-size model. Again, airbrushed to within an inch of her life. A real sports person who's in great shape and plays sport regularly, aka professionally, doesn't need to be airbrushed. Maybe a little bit on the face sometimes, I guess. Maybe whiten the teeth, but that's it. Don't airbrush out your cellulite because you're trying to sell the mag. Just put someone fit on there. There's plenty of those people who exist in the world.
Lots of people play sport and don't look perfect. Lots of people
Not proper
exercise.
Sport. Not
Yes,
proper sport.
they do.
Like what?
Like loads of people go to the gym 5 times a week and do not look perfect.
No, they're not.
Okay?
They're,
So you
they're
can
not
still
working
be
out
you can
then.
still be fit and active.
No.
And not look perfect.
If you're going to the gym 5 days a week and your body does not look perfect, the problem is with you in the gym. You'll probably go to the gym and just
ridiculous.
taking selfies.
You do not understand women's physiques then.
Oh, well, this is the problem. I understand them so very well.
No, I'm not talking about in the bedroom.
Look, you're not going to convince me that Martha Stewart should be on that cover. I can admit she looks great. Most 81-year-olds could not be on that magazine cover. I can concede that. But I'd still rather have a 35-year-old, male or female, or trans or whatever, on that magazine cover who actually plays sport and looks good.
Well, I think she's very inspiring, and sport is inspiring, and I think
she's
echoes that
inspiring
message.
to everyone in the nursing homes as well. I think everyone in the nursing home who's going to read that magazine will be very inspired by her. I don't think that the 17, 18-year-olds who are going to buy it are going to be looking at that and saying, oh, I hope I look that good when I'm 81 years old, airbrushed and all my wrinkles taken away from me in pictures. Pathetic.
Well, it's much better than half of the stuff they're looking at on Instagram with filters and
This is
fillers
just perpetuating
and everything.
This is perpetuating
No,
it.
she looks like a real woman. She looks her age.
We'll come back here in a month's time and see how many cups they sold. It'll be very few compared to previous ones. Yeah, calling it out. Look, we could talk about this all day, but I've got to go and have a coffee. So let me know what you think below in the comments. Tell me who you agree with. I admit Martha Stewart looks great, but I just don't want to see an 81-year-old with her boobs partly out and her legs showing on the front cover of a sports magazine. That makes sense, doesn't it? Well, anyway, like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.